a lot of the moves that are made, a lot of the movements that get organized end up becoming performative in nature. They feel good, they look good, they sound good, but at the end of the day, nothing changes. Welcome to Impact and Fulfillment with Coach Mike D, where you'll gain practical wisdom and dynamic insight from amazing conversations to live your best life. Yo, dig this. It's your boy, Coach Mike D, with another episode of Impact and Fulfillment. I pray y'all are well and are making things happen at a very high level. So dig this, man. Quick message. But if you're going to make things happen at a very high level, we have to refrain from just being performative. We have to refrain from just being performative. So, the thing is, a lot of things sound good, right? A lot of things look good. But at the end of the day, are they good? Do they actually move the needle? And, I have a theory, and this is something that I came up with a while back, and it's this. Power does not have eyes and ears, only nerve endings. Power does not have eyes and ears, only nerve endings, meaning power doesn't see and power doesn't hear. Power only feels. Hear that again. Power doesn't see, power doesn't hear, power only has nerve endings. So if power doesn't feel something, power doesn't move. So when we do things that are performative, that are visual, that are loud, those that are in positions of power don't hear nor see that. The only time that they are impacted and are affected is if something is felt, right? And we have to be mindful of that as we move, because sometimes a lot of the moves that are made, a lot of the movements that get organized end up becoming performative in nature. They feel good, they look good, they sound good, but at the end of the day, nothing changes because nothing was felt. And you have to understand, if you're going to play that game, the concept of leverage. You have to take a look at the numbers, look at the data. You have to really recognize where you have leverage. Because if you don't have leverage, you have nothing to hold the other side or the other person or the entity or individuals in power. You have nothing to hold them accountable to because you have zero leverage. You might sound good. You might feel good. It might make you feel a certain way to speak to the man or stick it to the man. But the reality is nothing changed. So I said all of this to say, if we're going to operate at the highest levels, right? If we're going to live lives of impact and fulfillment, we have to take a step back before we make moves and analyze whether or not we are simply being performative. Because again, performative looks good, right? It looks good, sounds good, and all of that, but does it move the needle? And impact is actually moving the needle. Fulfillment is that comfort internally knowing that you made a change, that you actually helped something to move forward. You helped to improve something, right? But that's not simply performative. And the thing is, a lot of times, stuff that moves the needle doesn't even look good. It doesn't even sound good, right? It's kind of like a lot of businesses, right? A lot of people want to have a sexy business. They want to have a business that's, cool and cutting edge, etc. But cool and cutting edge does not mean that you're actually generating revenue. That dirty company, that hard thing over there, that, scenario that doesn't have a social media presence might be the thing that's raking in cash and doing really, really well financially, but it might not be a sexy business, right? On the flip side, that thing that's all glossed up and, everybody's talking about, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. Just because it looks good doesn't mean that it's actually a good business, right? Again, performative versus actually moving the needle. And I want us to be mindful of this as we move forward, because again, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't fall victim to just looking and sounding good. Let's focus on being good. And to be good, you have to start with understanding the rules of the game. You can't beat the game if you don't know the rules of the game, right? So you got to understand the rules of the game, but you also have to understand how things move. And then you got to take an inventory of what you have at your disposal. What do you have that could be leverage in this situation? And those are the things that you're working with. And again, sometimes it's not what you think it is. It might be something else. And but if you want to actually operate at a high level, be extremely impactful, be fulfilled in the process, you have to start with that, not with something else. And don't be so concerned with it looking good. Focus more so on it being good. All right. Well, hey, as always, y'all make sure to grab a copy of my book, The 33 Laws of Impact and Fulfillment. Share this episode out with everybody, and y'all be blessed, well, and wise. Have an amazing day. Peace. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow Coach Mike D everywhere on social media. Y'all be blessed, well, and wise.